Buddy, it's Carl again. I'm back to talk about staff picks for the holiday season. Most of these are books that came out a while back, but I'm gonna push them again anyway because they haven't really gotten their due. Well, first off, if y'all were here this morning and saw my dramatic reading of Kitties on Dinosaurs, once again, this is Kitties on Dinosaurs by Michael Slack. It is my favorite picture book of the year for kids. If you weren't here for the dramatic reading, Kitties on Dinosaurs, it's about cats that try to climb dinosaurs. Pretty self-explanatory. Next, we have The Boys of Alabama by Genevieve Hudson from Liverite Press. This is what I'm calling it, at least from what I've read, the first truly modern Southern Gothic novel. It is about a German family that moves to Alabama, and the kid is a little weird. He has this power that no one knows about, where he can bring the dead back to life, whether it's leaves or animals, maybe not people, we're not sure, but some stuff definitely happened to him in Germany that he feels weird about, but he actually hits it off right away in Alabama because he's fast, and so they make him join the football team. And because he joins the football team, even though he's new to town, he makes a lot of friends with the kind of the social hierarchy. So he's actually loving it. And so it's a really interesting look at the American South, small town American South, through the lens of, this foreign family. So there's a lot of social commentary from that angle. But also, he befriends this kid in the class who is openly queer, and they form a really close friendship that starts pulling him in a different direction as a lot of his friends on the football team. So there's a lot of dark stuff in this, but also like some cool spooky stuff. And if you like LGBTQ plus reads or Southern literature, or even, just social kind of commentary about the times, this is a very great book, Boys of Alabama. Next, I have a little bit of an older book, but it takes place in Richmond, so I wanted to throw it out there. And that's Black Card by Chris L. Terry. Black Card was one of my favorite books last year. It was in my top 10, and just came out in paperback a few months ago. So it is about a half-black kid who's early 20s, and Black Card is a reference to him losing his black card. He doesn't always feel like he's black enough, and he struggles with racial identity. But it also happens to take place in Richmond, and he's in a punk band, and he's a barista, and it's kind of just him navigating the social scene of like underground music and arts in Richmond, and while also, searching for his personal identity and racial identity and all that. It is a fantastic book. Again, if you're into social issues, if you just want to read something that reminds you of home, if you're one of those people who lives in Richmond, fantastic book. Really enjoyed it. Black Card. And that is from Catapult Press. Next, I have another author with a local connection, Kelly Jo Ford with Crooked Hallelujah. Kelly Jo Ford lives here in the Richmond area, and she is Cherokee. This is a book about Cherokee mothers and daughters, a few different generations of mother-daughters and their relationships in Oklahoma and Texas. And it starts in the 70s and kind of works its way up as these people get older. Really beautiful writing, really strong, independent, determined women, gritty. This was a beautiful book, and it's one of my favorite books of the year for sure. So Crooked Hallelujah. And then my last two, first I have kind of a serious but also uplifting book, The Book Collectors by Delphine Minoui. I think that's how you say that. She is half French and half Iranian. And the subtitle is A Band of Syrian Rebels and the Stories That Carried Them Through a War. And it is about a town outside of Damascus in Syria that throughout the whole Syrian civil war has been bombed to a pulp, basically, by the Syrian government. And through all of this group of rebel fighters have saved and collected thousands and thousands of volumes of books from the rubble of the town, and they built a library kind of underground, an underground library, which for a long time was a place for people who were still living in the town to meet, to have meetings, lectures, classes, take out books, and it really gave these people a place for community and purpose and study and resources throughout that got them through a big part of this conflict. So Delphine was in contact with a couple of these people from afar for over a period of time. She was never able to actually visit, but stayed in constant contact for a long period of time. And it's really just, memoir, history, geopolitics, but also about the power of books and reading and what they mean to civilization. And the last book that I have came out a couple months ago, and it's Where the Wild Ladies Are, and by Ayako Matsuda. It is a Japanese translation. Absolutely delightful book. She takes a bunch of old Japanese ghost stories and old Japanese folklore, and she updates it with a modern feminist kind of angle. It's a bunch of short stories. They all kind of relate to each other. They all kind of intertwine really nicely at the end as well. And they're just really fun, and none of them are scary. They're all like these funny, quirky ghosts that some living people are able to see and interact with, and most are not. So this is going to be one of my top books of the year. It is from Soft Skull Press, and that does me for the picks. Hope y'all have a good time, and we will see you when we see you.